Welcome to Daily News Updates by the Shipping Tribune. Here we bring to you the latest maritime daily news in a short form video format. Please subscribe for regular updates. Freight market scenario by Saigal SeaTrade.
The Asia-Pacific Supramax freight rates were largely higher on March 14 amid a slowdown in trading activity as the weekend approached. The Asia-Pacific Panamax market freight rates were mostly stable on March 14, with sources indicating a typical trend at the end of a trading week.
Indian port industry to grow 4 to 7% over the next 5 years, supported by rising imports, declining freight costs. Indian port industry will grow at the rate of 4 to 7% over the next 5 years, supported by rising imports, decline in freight costs, and the normalization of global supply chains, according to a report by Motilal Oswal. As per the report, the cargo traffic is expected to grow at a steady annual rate of 3 to 6%, with utilization rates stabilizing at approximately 55% over the medium term. Transshipment, which currently accounts for about 25% of India's container throughput, remains a critical segment, with key ports like Chennai playing a pivotal role in facilitating this segment. Port authorities face no downside from shifting old cargo terminals to a free pricing regime. The move to permit old public-private partnership cargo terminals operating at state-owned major ports under regulated setup to migrate to a free pricing regime will protect the users and the port authorities, while private operators will have to perform to get better revenue, said an expert who helped write the draft guidelines. Competition is so fierce. There are private ports operating next to government ports. Within one port, JN Port in Mumbai itself, there are 5 terminals run separately by some of the top container terminal operators in the world. It's not that they can charge whatever they feel like. Therefore, the terminal users are protected by the competition, the port authorities are protected by the model we have formulated, while the private terminal operators have to perform to get better revenue. Simply put, this is migration. Gopal Krishna, a technical expert in the ports sector and a former secretary, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, told ET Infra. India-China saw strong trade growth in the fourth quarter of 2024 amid risks. Developing nations, particularly India and China, saw better than average trade expansion in the fourth quarter of 2024, a UN report has said, but warned of a potential for an economic slowdown globally in the upcoming quarters. The latest global trade update by UN Trade and Development, covering data through early March, said that global trade expanded by nearly $1.2 trillion in 2024, reaching $33 trillion as a result of a 9% rise in services trade and a 2% increase in goods trade. Developing nations, particularly China and India, saw better than average trade expansion, while many developed nations experienced trade contractions, it said. Container Shipping Lines Association flagged teething troubles at Vizhinjam Port. With the newly opened Vizhinjam Port gears up to handle more number of ships, the Container Shipping Lines Association has highlighted some challenges faced by its member lines that pose impediments in vessel operations in the port. They cited the absence of an immigration check post at Vizhinjam as a major operational barrier and have not been encountered at other ports in India. The absence of ICP disallows the lines from arranging crew changes, providing essential victualizing services, supplies, ship spares, and bunkers for vessels calling at Vizhinjam. This limitation also restricts local business growth and services tied to vessels calling at the port, CSLA said in a letter to the shipping secretary. Thank you for watching the video. Please hit the like button if you like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the Shipping Tribune YouTube channel if you haven't already.